Hello friends, fantastic news again. We are going to talk about the SHYCOCAN since it's actually here. So this is the only thing which is scientifically proven at the moment which can stop the spread of the coronavirus. So if you have one such machine in your office or home or school, the virus cannot spread from one person to other. So even if there are 10 people sitting here right next to me who are asymptomatic or symptomatic COVID positive, I will not get it. So let's see how the machine works. You can see this blue color cannon here. So it's a small cylindrical drum which is actually, it has a PMEE or a photon mediated electron emitter inside. So this is a super alloy which when excited showers tens of thousands of trillions of electrons in 1 second. So what this does is the entire room is completely filled with these photons which are similar to the photons which come from the sun, and then when they bounce off the surfaces you have the electrons which have the negative charge. So imagine I buy my grocery, I come with a bag full of things, vegetables, whatever I need. I don't need to wash it and sterilize it and everything. Even just 2-3 minutes here and it's completely clear of, if there is any surface infection of coronavirus, it would clear it completely. How amazing is this? Not just from person to person, but also imagine having all your groceries and vegetables and any shopping, whatever you come home with, you just even walk through the room for a few minutes or keep it there for a few minutes and it's 99.9% COVID free. So what is the science behind this? It's very easy to understand. The electrons are negatively charged particles, and the COVID virus is actually a dead entity. It has no life on its own. The S protein or the spike protein is actively searching for the negative charge. So the ACE receptor on the cell, the human cell, has a negative electrical potential. So instead of coming and affecting us, straight away the virus would go, the S protein would bind to the electrons which are being showered here, and that neutralizes every single virus which is present here. Amazing, isn't it? So what does this give me? It gives me immense freedom. It gives me peace of mind as a doctor, for all my patients, for elderly people, for anyone who I love. At least now I have them all fitted with one SHYCOCAN machine, because the supply is actually there's a huge demand, the supply is less. So we are giving priority to those who need it. So how would you install the machine? You can see it's a plug and play device, very simple. You can plug it and fit it in one corner of your home like a video camera or a speaker, so the entire room gets covered. Or you can keep it on a stool or a little surface like this, and then you can actually move it if you have a meeting in your office or you're going to a restaurant where you have to meet someone. Then you would take it, plug it in there, and then at least you know you're protected and your loved ones are protected. So we saw the science about it. The next question is, what is the surface area which gets covered? Like how big areas? So in terms of about 1,000 square feet is what one machine would cover, given about the floor to roof ceiling is about 10 feet or so, or about 10,000 cubic feet is the area which one machine would cover. So what does this actually do now? So life changes in a magnificent way, because finally we are free of the COVID. If I'm seeing my patients here, definitely there can be no transmission. Even if the patient has it, my other patients cannot get it, I cannot get it, my team here cannot get it. So that's how fantastic it is. Imagine it's in a school, so the children can go without any fear of an asymptomatic child affecting another child. In your office, you have complete freedom where you don't need to worry about the same thing again. So in the airports, inside a train, and listen to the fantastic thing now. you can use it with a little adapter in the car or in a school bus. So even that particular vehicle is completely COVID free. Isn't that amazing? And you don't have to worry that it's an open vehicle with windows, because as I said, it's based on photons. And you know how fast the light travels. The speed of light is faster than anything else what we know. So we don't really need to worry about anything, because even if it's an open room without an air conditioned, when I say enclosed space, it doesn't mean an air conditioned space. It means just a space which can be filled with these electrons which completely go and neutralize the virus. So imagine, say there are 10 people who are COVID positive in a conference or in a meeting. So through the droplet or surface infection, whatever is there in the air would immediately get neutralized. So basically the virus is completely inactive. It cannot infect anyone anymore. And then once that is finished, even if there are 10 more or 100 more, with this shower, it would keep on neutralizing the particles in there, and it would make it completely COVID free. That is why our Vikram ENT hospital in Coimbatore is the first ENT hospital where we have actually fitted it immediately, because we have a very high risk as doctors in ENT and in dentistry, because we are closest to our patients. So this gives us great peace of mind, knowing that neither are we getting anything nor are we transmitting anything to anyone else here. So if you have been restricted from meeting people, now you can definitely meet people as long as you have such a device in your home. So who is the inventor of this amazing technology? It is Dr. Raja Vijay Kumar, a beloved and dear friend and a great scientist. He has used the principles of physics in such a fantastic way, because this was invented in their campus for the other corona group of viruses. So imagine people have been taking off work because they have the flu or a common cold. So just to help the patients and people, this device was already fitted about a year ago. So that's the history of the device. And then he was telling me, as soon as he was sending it for all the more than 26 tests were done in the US as well as in the European Union to get a CE, which means complies with the European Union certification, as well as it has a FDA notification in the US. So all these virology tests show that your entire environment is 99.9% COVID free. So this doesn't mean forget about social distancing, forget about all of that, but it's adding a great layer of protection to you. It's giving us freedom from fear, freedom from COVID, and actually helping to flatten the curve. And imagine the entire economy is coming back. People can finally work peacefully. The entire world can come back to normal. This is a very intelligent way of simulating the immune system on the outside. So how the body processes the virus inside, or what a vaccine would do internally, it's doing externally. But what is great is there are no side effects. It's completely environment friendly, and there is no chemical, there is no gas, nothing being used here. It is only the photons which are based on the sun's energy. And the sun, as we know, and light have existed since time immemorial, and we know it's completely safe due to that. So, as I said, we have something which is going to give us so much of freedom to not only for schools to open, for the restaurants and stores and malls and all the public offices, airports, trains. It can be fitted in planes, trains, automobiles, anywhere. Imagine having a small plug and play. Even a smaller version is going to be, a more portable one is going to be coming out. But this I carry with me wherever I go, or with those who I love, because this is the only way in which we can actually have freedom in our lives. And to me, freedom is the most important thing. And if one device like this can give us this freedom, I think it's the greatest honor that it comes from India and from such a good man who's a fantastic scientist. I personally know him since decades because he has invented the cytotron machine. Again, it's fantastic for patients with cancers. Imagine someone with a brain cancer or lung cancer, breast cancer, pancreatic cancer. The US FDA has labeled it as a breakthrough device because again it works on the electrical charge and it can absolutely scientifically stop the spread of the cancer without any side effects. How amazing is this? So for every problem there is a solution. Every lock has a key. We only have to look hard enough to find it. And as a doctor who has personally interacted with him, I have sent hundreds of patients to him, have seen miracles happen with cancer patients, even very advanced cancers, maybe with patients with 2 weeks to live with cancer, say in the brain, lung, spine, liver, kidney. This is the genius of this man. So for those who don't know him, this is my introduction to both the device as well as the man behind the device. And I would say, if you have any wish to be scientifically protected, please get on the waiting list. You have the comment box below where you can write the reason why you should be given priority, because the demand is huge and the supply is not, it's really not possible to meet the demand, because right now for hospitals, frontliners, patients with the kidney transplant, cancers, elderly, these are the people who we are giving priority for. So if anyone really needs to get priority to get this device, please write to us down in the comment box. If not, on my website draruna.com as well. So if you notify us, we would also ensure that you get priority over, say, someone who's younger or there's not really a medical need for this amazing simple technology. And coming to the price of it, if you see the price, it is really extremely affordable because it's not anything, it's not even that of a mid-range mobile phone. It is, the cost of the device is not even that of a mid-range mobile phone. And if we go in the hospital with COVID, it is much, much more even for one single day of treatment than this device. So I really, from the bottom of my heart, I really wish that each and every one of you have the freedom to be healthy, freedom to be happy, freedom to be with your friends and family peacefully, where you don't worry if your granddaughter's running up to you when she has been to school and you want to meet her, she wants to love you, but you really have to struggle with all these issues emotionally. So I would say this is bringing back families together, friends together, bringing the whole world back to normal. And what is the lifespan of this device? Between 10 to 20 years, at least 20 years, because it's been manufactured in such a way that it's not only for the COVID at the moment, because we have influenza B and MERS and SARS. So all these are, it's like the grandfather, the father, the grandson, this entire family of viruses, and it would be effective against all of them. So instead of me taking a flu shot or something, I would have this in my office and I have absolute protection. So this is how fantastic this device is. And what happens to the environment after 20 years? Everything has been built in a very environment friendly way, where there is absolutely nothing which is toxic or harmful. And even the important part, which is the PMEE, that is it's made of a super alloy. Again, these are very expensive components, and the whole thing has been priced at a absolutely humanitarian price. The scientist has not even kept 1% or 1 rupee of royalty for himself, because that's how big his heart is. There is no one who's mentioning these things because they don't know the background. As a scientist, as a doctor, as someone who knows how authentic and compassionate and how intelligent he is, I'm compelled to bring this to the world, because I would say, forget about the virus. Instead, let the truth go viral. You deserve freedom. You deserve to be getting back to your normal life, to work, for your children to go back to school, for everyone to interact, for doctors and their families to be protected. I don't want to lose anyone else I love anymore. We all have seen enough losses, and this is our ticket to really improving this whole COVID situation and the pandemic in a big way. This is a human problem for all of humanity. It doesn't matter what country we come from. So I have immense gratitude to Dr. Kumar, the inventor, as well as every single angel who's helping him in the process of taking this to the world. So all my love and blessings for finally getting your freedom from this pandemic. Thank you so much.